Hey guys, I wanted to come to you with a haul from Louisiana and a few things that I picked up yesterday once I thrifted on my way to the booth. I did go to a Goodwill and found a few pieces of jewelry too. But yeah, I had some great finds while we were gone. We hit all kinds of thrift stores, Goodwills, Salvation Armies, and some local ones that were locally owned or ran by a local church. So let's get started. I've got a couple of my favorites and I'll show you those at the end. And some of these things, like this pile over here, a lot of this is going to be for the stone beads and everything that are on there for repurposing into other pieces of jewelry. But some of them will be sold as is. So let's see. We've got these here. I kind of got them separated by what they are. These are Anne Klein, like half hoops, and if you look right there you can see the AK on those. They've got some kind of faux stones in those in a gold tone. Anne Klein has sold for me pretty good on Etsy, so those will go in my Etsy store either at the booth. These do have a pink stone in them, but I don't know the stone, probably just some type of quartz, because judging by the back, I would say these are Lucky Brand. A lot of times Lucky Brand puts these different images, sometimes clovers. These are peacock feathers. They have that raised design on the back. That's one thing I like about costume jewelry from Lucky Brand. So I got those. Then we have these. Now I was thinking these could be tarnished sterling, but when I got them back and tested them, they are magnetic, so I didn't even acid test them. But they do have a really cool design in them that I like. So this is kind of that japanned, darkened, you know, some of us also call it, what's the other name? I can't think of the other name right now, but like in vintage jewelry, I've seen the term japanned, where it's darkened like that, but that's the color of those, and those are cute. Those will go in my booth. I have this pair of earrings here. Let's see if I can hold them up. There's one. You do have a natural stone here, whether it's a turquoise or something else. I'm not certain because I don't see any kind of veining or anything like that in it. You've got some pearls, like freshwater pearls there. You have a piece of shell. And then you have one of those holographic, like crystal beads there. So I have that pair. And those will probably go in my booth. Maybe on Etsy, but probably in my booth. I think those would sell quicker there. These are fun. These are carved out of shell. And that actually tests as carnelian. The gold now, that part of it is just gold tone. It's not real gold. I considered the thought that maybe if I can find the same size and maybe a sterling post, because these are interchangeable. So if you have other posts that size, you can take this off. This actually comes out of there and the shell goes on there. I have a pair of earrings from, I can't remember what designer it is, but it's just one like clip, and then you can change out the stone dangle part, kind of like how this is. But yeah, I've got those there, and those are cute, and I think I'll put those on Etsy, but I will consider trying to find some sterling silver posts to pop that carnelian out and put them on there if I can. I have these here. They have the fleur-de-lis. They're clip-on. They're not signed. They do have like kind of some scroll work on the back side, kind of how you see in 1928 jewelry. But it isn't marked, and I wouldn't say this is reminiscent of their jewelry, but that is a cool stylized fleur-de-lis, so I thought those were nice and a good size. These, I kind of made a bad decision purchasing them. I was like, oh, they're stone. I know they're stone. They're cute. They could be repurposed into something, but what I didn't notice is that one was cracked right there. So This one, pop the back off of it, and then the stone could be wire wrapped and used in another piece of jewelry. And this could be crushed up and inlaid into some resin jewelry or something, but not to go to waste, just not what I had hoped for. These, you can see this one, the earring hook came off of it. They're not sterling, and if I were to wear them, I would want them to be sterling, so I have sterling hooks to replace those with. But these are your bead weaving earrings, and they're cool. I like those. Found this in the watermelon color. They're not Rivolis, but they are watermelon colored rhinestones. They have a large spring ring on them. I don't know if it's more modern designer or vintage, but it's really pretty. So I picked that one up. And here's some of the pieces that I picked up just for the beads. So you have these howlite, and I don't always pick up a ton of howlite, but when the howlite beads are in a unique shape or, you know, like that, I think they would be fun to repurpose into something. So I got those. We have these. I tested these. These are testing as like something in the jadeite family, and this is just glass right there. So, and it's loosey kind of, so that one will be repurposed. This one I immediately thought jade, and then I put it on there and it didn't really test as jade, but it looks like jade. It's definitely a stone. It's not glass. So I don't know, but this one's weird too. This is also kind of stretchy. And then they added an adjustable chain. So that one definitely has to be repurposed. We've got howlite chunks in its natural color. We have some red coral chips. To me, that one needs to be repurposed too. So some of these beads you may see in craft sales, and then a lot of them I send to my friend Kathleen because she has such a good eye for design. So she repurposes these and redesigns them for me into other pieces of jewelry, and then I can sell them that way. We have this one that has the Tree of Life. That's not sterling, so I'm assuming the spacers aren't either because I didn't test them, but I did test that. These are some kind of jasper, I believe. Maybe what they call the sea sediment, but I'm not positive. But they are stone, so that one will probably get repurposed too because it's real loose. Could just be done like that because it really is pretty. It just needs to be restrung. These are testing in the aqua range, but not positive about that, but they definitely are stone. And then you have the Dalmatian jasper. The stretch on that one's not so bad, but I just don't get the blue and the polka dots like that. So maybe something different with those. This one is just resin beads right there. I'd hoped it was at least glass. No, wait a minute, hold on. Maybe this is glass. These are glass, but they're not stone. And they were paired together with that one. These are some of your clay beads right here. They're cool, interesting, and I know Kathleen has some projects with some tribal looking stuff, so I think I'll send those to her for her to use. Here's some more red coral on this stretch with an odd little tassel. Those will be repurposed. Then you have this agate. You got some banded agate beads, and those are nice and chunky, large size beads. And then you have this piece of stone. I forgot to test this one. I'm assuming it could be something like, maybe, well, yeah, I don't know. I won't take a guess on that one. I don't know what that one is, but it is stone, and I'll test it and see where it falls in the range. But this one I might actually just sell it. Well, I take that back. Nope, because it's tied right there, and you can see it. So that one will have to be restrung. And then here's some more red coral earrings that I do not like, so those will be remade as well. So those are just basically, most of them just for the beads to be turned into some new jewelry that will look nicer. And this one has sterling on it. I kind of got some sterling items set to the side, but it's rather small, so these will be used and that will be saved for some of the redesigning of the jewelry. You got freshwater little pearls and rose quartz on there and sterling spacers. And since we kind of went into the silver, here's some of the silver pieces. This is a very thick ruby zoisite ring. It is marked 925 in there. It's about an 8.5 because it does fit on my finger, but I can't really do that while I'm holding the camera, but it does fit. I have onyx and sterling. Has kind of that brightened design. Those are really nice earrings that you could kind of wear on a daily. I like those. Those are really pretty. More sterling. Let's see. I found this one yesterday at Goodwill. Rhinestones, marcasites are in there. And this sterling, and it is marked, let me see, right up in there. I don't know if you're catching that, but it's right in that area. It tested these little studs here, your little knots, they're sterling. And then I did find some turquoise in sterling as well. So I have this, and it's got like the spider webbing and everything. Looks like a little bit older pieces of turquoise. You got a double strand, and then it's obviously an artisan handmade piece with the closure and everything. Then check it. Yeah, it's strung on wire. I think that's why. No. Nope, it's strung on a clear cord, but you got the metal, the silver there. So that was really nice find there as well. And then you've got a sterling silver and turquoise bracelet, also like a little artisan piece that someone made. Got the sterling C-clasp on there. Those are generally marked right there. And just that shape, if you're looking, that's one of the things I look for, the shape of this. That style usually is a sterling lobster claw. So, if you notice, that's a little bit different than... I don't have anything over here to compare it to show you, but... it's different. It's like a different shape than like costume closures like that. Maybe we'll see one over here on these costume pieces. But, yeah, these are turquoise as well. Just like rough tumbled larger pieces. And because I don't really like that and it's kind of small, that one will probably get redesigned as well. Looking for fall and Halloween stuff. And I found a bust while I was gone that I redid the fabric on it. I want to cover it in brooches. It's foam, so I can easily poke the brooches in there to display them in my booth. So I found this yesterday, which is just a little faux druzy and rhinestone spider in that darkened metal color. This one here is just rhinestone silver tone vintage. And I believe, yeah, that one's marked Jerry's right there in the back. See, this is not easy to do when you're holding the camera like this, but I'm trying to get it to focus right in there. What else did we have? We went over all those over here, and I showed that one. So, this is my favorite sterling piece, or pieces. I've got the matching necklace and bracelet, and these are coral. They're like that salmon colored coral, and these are actually marked 925 right there on the closure. And they're like the slide in magnetic These are a 7-strand, I think it was. Yep, 7 strands. And they're graduating in length on the necklace. And then you also have the bracelet as well, that's 7 strands. So that is, I definitely love it and I want to wear it, but I would have to have it extended out somehow for me, because both the bracelet and the necklace is too small for me. But I'm guessing these were artisan made too. And I went ahead and cleaned all the coral. I looked it up online. It said just use soap and warm water and like a toothbrush. So that's what I did. I used a plant-based dish soap that I use, and a soft toothbrush, and some warm water, and I just brushed it all the way down the strands, got all the dust, and it looked like someone had tried to clean the silver with some of that paste cleaner for silver, and it had gotten onto the beads, so I got all of that off, thank goodness. All right, and then here's some vintage pieces that I found. I really love the brass here and the art glass, like wedding cake beads on this one. You know, probably made in Czechoslovakia. And all that's brass findings and those beads like that. And it's rather long, like flapper length long. So this could be as old as the 30s or maybe a little older. Really good shape, no verdigris on the brass or anything in between. A lot of times when I find these, the beads are beautiful, but the brass is usually starting to verdigris in there, and this one doesn't have any of that issue, and it actually does have a closure on it, even though it's super long. So that was different. And this piece right here, this is a vintage piece, probably from the 80s. It's marked, I think, Avon, isn't it? Yes, it's an Avon piece. Right there on that closure, it says Avon, and it's blue and gold. Try to lay that out so you can see that. Oh, it wants to twist. Yeah. I've got a new tripod that I got a kit from Lisa. I bought from her, and then I can just clip. I think she said it'll set up on my desk or clip onto my desk, and it won't move, but then I'd have both hands to be able to do this. But yeah, it has these blue stones. It's like a choker collar style necklace, and I thought that royal blue was really pretty. I don't know if those are glass or, yeah, those are glass. Those are glass rhinestones in real good shape. And then the final piece here is a modern piece, but I do love mother of pearl. It had like the nautical theme where you have the wheel here, you have a shell there, faux pearl, that little spiral that kind of reminds you of a shell design, and then you have the little anchor and some rhinestones, like a brass color here. You got a directional compass there. I was trying to come up with the words. And you've got your, see, that's a more modern costume styled lobster claw. And that, I don't know if that's real brass, but it's brass toned or gold or antique gold tone colored. But yeah, you have a large piece of mother of pearl, so that one will go in my booth. There's something more modern. I do sell a lot of different, from modern to vintage, in my booth. But that is it for the jewelry that I picked up. I did pick up some other Christmas items, Halloween items. I need to do an update on the booth because I did start setting up my Halloween booth. I found this nice drink tray that I've got to do a little touch up to because it's got some gold leafing on it and that needs to be touched up. But yeah, I just wanted to come and say hello, show you some of the stuff that I found, And I hope everyone's having a great day, and we will see you in the next video. Craft sale coming up soon this month. Bye, guys.